Hi, today we're coming at you from the hot tub because it just makes sense for me right now. Do you know that Ribs by Lorde never hit the Billboard Hot 100?
Never made the Billboard Hot 100.
Never made the Billboard Hot 100.
Never made the Billboard Hot 100.
And honestly, who gives a fuck? Who actually cares? We've probably all danced or cried or laughed or had a memory or had a breakup. We all have really important, impactful memories to that song. It's even still impactful today when I hear them play it at all the East Side bars in Los Angeles. Recently, I've been coming back to this thought. I didn't care about the numbers or the charts or how many people were listening. It was just an energy, a feeling that felt right when I heard the song. But somewhere along the way, capitalism ruins everything. And that beautiful and tangible feeling got replaced with results. One of the easiest forms of media to relate this to is obviously streaming. Just because something has a single stream doesn't necessarily mean that a single person is listening. That stream could be 50 people dancing, played at a wedding, crying alone in your car, a Netflix movie for a big movie night. Those streaming numbers just aren't accurate and they don't show impact. Unfortunately, how we get paid determines how many streams actually exist. So it does kind of matter. One of my earliest memories of this is Beyonce's Crazy in Love video. When that video dropped, everybody was trying to shake their ass the same way Beyonce was shaking her ass. I didn't really have the numbers on how many people were trying to do that at the time. I just knew it was everywhere and everybody was doing it. That moment alone created so many lifelong Beyonce fans. That's data that you can try your best to capture, but you literally just can't because it is beautiful and intangible and cultural. Here's a quote for you. Strategy is abstract by definition, but metrics give strategy form, allowing our minds to grasp it more readily. The mental tendency to replace strategy with metrics can destroy company value. Which is so true. To me, this is the trap of modern art making. If you can't measure it, it must not matter. To be fair, I'm not a data hater. I do believe it's important to see where people are coming from so you can make better informed decisions about who to actually target your art to. But data should not really inform how that art is made. And it sucks when you have to get paid for those metrics because you know in your heart they're not real. But the thing is, art has always existed in the spaces between where metrics even live. It's emotional, it's spiritual, it's invisible. Streams and views and demographics obviously help us figure out where our art is being shared to, who it's reaching, and also how people find it. And if you're a musician, your job is pretty much also to be a content creator, so being online is directly correlated to your success at your job. So if you feel like you're not hitting those metrics, it can be understandable to be let down by that. But from an artistic perspective, it really shouldn't matter or define the value of the art that we create. Even for big artists, it's still just as much of a drama. Even at the top, when Spotify lists the top 500, they're still clawing their way to see who can be number 1, who could be number 10, who's 145. Like, it never ends. It's not just an indie thing. This is something that affects people at all levels. There's this intense pressure to keep up and keep the wheels turning. I sometimes also feel like that's why we get flop albums from pop stars or bad movies from actors, because they just want to keep being relevant. But also, when the system does not really reward silence, why would you be quiet? If you try something new or experimental or even worse, take a break, you're risking data falling behind. And as an artist, I have learned to have some grace for that, because the bigger you get, the more people you actually have on your team. Your career grows, you have a responsibility, and in a lot of cases, you're sometimes even helping out your family. But I truly believe the solution is not to feed the system faster and faster and faster. It's actually to create a balance. There has to be a healthy rhythm of creating, releasing, pausing, breaking, creating, releasing, pausing, breaking. And I do think some of these stats should be a little bit more blind to the public. It's every day. If we continue to train the fans and the listeners and the audiences that statistics are the most important thing, then art becomes more like sports and less like expression. I do want to shout out Apple Music for not showing how many streams a song has before you click on it. It reminds me of the days back on iTunes when you would just have to click the preview of the song to even see if you liked it before you purchased it. You would just be so surprised how much people are influenced by seeing a little number next to a song determining if they want to click it or play it or not. It also creates this feeling in the listener's head that if a song is good, it will have a lot of streams next to it. And if a song is not good, it will not, which is just genuinely not true. There are also some albums that I've listened to maybe once or twice, but I feel like they're incredible albums and they've changed my life or they've changed my perspective on something. And not everything has to be rewatched over and over and over and over and over again. I feel the same way about movies. There are so many movies that have changed my life that have been so moving that I think are incredible that I've only seen one time in a theater or one time at home. And that doesn't mean that the movie is not any less incredible. It just means that the data is not reflecting the impact that that piece of art or media has had on my life, because they can't monetize or make money off of that intangible feeling. I also spend so much time designing websites, and something that just really pisses me off is I feel like everything is a fucking CTA. Everything is put a button here. I get it, like the entire point of creating a business is to sell, but what if you could build trust that your audience will always think you're cool, and maybe it's not because of this CTA, but it was because of a really cool editorial video or a fun surprise and delight moment in the buying experience. It's like going on a date. You have to romance it. You know, it might take a date or two to actually go home and do the do. Not everything has to be so directly related to results. There are pieces of media that have stuck with us forever, and we have no idea what the results are, and it doesn't even matter. Sorry, I'm being crazy in this hot tub. At my show, I had two amazing fans say that they met each other through my music and they're now roommates. I mean, data can maybe try to figure that out, but holy shit, the way I felt after that, data cannot ever replace. Say we're talking about a restaurant, sometimes you just get a discount. Sometimes you just get a discount, and the store owner cannot prove that giving you this discount will equate to him getting so much more money, but maybe he's created a lifetime customer. You don't know. And that risk, that human risk of putting yourself out there, not knowing what the end result is, that is how you create good things in this world. Sometimes it just has to exist. Some of my favorite things have no views, and they have changed the trajectory of my life, and I would be a different person if that person did not make that art to begin with.
And I just hate that this industry is so focused on data and numbers and results when they know in their fucking core that that is not the truth. But I also understand it because those people want to keep a job, and data and results are the way that they're going to do it. So it just means we have to have a general consensus community mindset that it is okay if certain things don't perform. There has to be a balance.
Someone who I feel like did this really well, and I can maybe get into my weekly faves, is Rosalia. She really prefaced that this album was going to be a little bit tougher for her general fans to digest, and we're ready for it. And it's proof that you can make what you want to make, and we can appreciate it if it's marketed to us the correct way. Data would show that she would need a couple bops in order to have the success that she's having, and Data was wrong. She is just wrong. Also, update is my EP came out. To be honest with you, it's streaming super fucking well, mostly organically, but it did get added to a couple playlists. Data. I think the last time I posted my Spotify artist draft was 2019. I kind of made a vow to myself at that time that I felt like the statistics and the data were just terrible indicators of how well the year had went for me, and not even because I was doing bad with the streams, because I wasn't. It's more so I just felt like it really encouraged my fans to care about that so much when I really just don't want that type of relationship with my art. So if you don't see a rap from me this year, it's not because anything weird. It's just something I've done for the past 7 years. I don't think it defines us. This might change. I feel like I could see myself changing my opinion on this if I get a bigger team. I could see myself wanting to appreciate the accomplishments of everybody on my team. Your boy pays attention to the numbers, but your boy does not let the numbers define how the music is being made, how I'm gonna be doing my thing, and what my future looks like. Because we know it's not true. And you know what shows that? The data.